Did you ever hear of the tragedy? I can't. Right, let me start again. Cut that bit because I wanted to be serious, but I knew you'd start laughing, so I thought I'd get that out of the way. Okay. Did you ever hear of the tragedy of Darth Undying, the good perk? This is hard for me to say, but I haven't heard anything different that they're not going to be nerfing it. I had a couple of guys come into my stream yesterday, and they said, I think their one comment was, Undying, Ruin, Tinkerer, Yawn, and I went, cheers for that. Bearing in mind that I think, two of them got out, I think, or three of them maybe even. But anyway, the point is, I was playing Blight main, probationary period. Wow. So my build is Undying, Ruin, obviously, Tinkerer, obviously, and my other one is Enduring.
Yawn.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. I don't get it. It's just like, come on. And they came in and they were like, oh, you don't need it. I was like, I do need it. The reason why I'm using it is because I need it to put pressure on people.
I don't understand survivors complaining. I'm guessing that none of them took Spine Chill, DS, Prove Thyself.
Well, I wish I did actually have a look at their perks, because I was thinking, right, okay, DS. Yeah, anything meta. Yawn.
Yeah.
How
dare you take a meta build in a survivor-sided video game?
But it's only meta for the time being, and I looked through all of my other killers, and Blight is the only one I feel the need to use Undying and Ruin on.
And the idea, killer.
Well, no, even though he's like one of the fastest, he can get across gen. He's got really good gen pressure, map pressure, but the idea of Ruin is that I don't have to stop and hit something. I go towards the gens, they see me coming, and they run off, and automatically it starts regressing. That's the idea. And in the first game I played... No, not the first game, because that was rubbish. That was a merciless. Survivors weren't too good with that. I think it was the second game that I played. I got brutal, okay? And within the first minute, I think, they got both, Undying and Ruin. Straight away.
It's a risky game.
It is. I don't understand. Just do totems. For the threat of it. If you see a Blight, do your totems. You should know. I think you should just know it. I even, like I say before, I run Detective's Hunch. I run.
No. But this is a point we disagree on, because I think doing dull totems at red ranks is a waste of time.
But it's not. In case they have Undying.
Oh, fair enough.
Or Noed. Which red rank killers seem to have Noed more and more recently. I don't understand it. I do understand it. It's the best perk in the game.
Yeah. In the time it takes you to do 5 totems, you could get most of an entire gen done. And in my mind, I've been in too many games where there's only been 1 gen left, or there's 2 or 3 gens left. But oh great, all the totems are done. That's wonderful. But we're not getting out, so it didn't matter. So in my mind, it's like, yeah, do the totems. That's fine.
But remember,
but there's no point doing dull totems if the killer doesn't have Noed or Undying. And at red ranks, I find a lot of killers don't use Noed. Undying is a fair comment, actually. But, yeah, so in my mind, it's a waste of time.
I find quite a lot at the moment are using Noed, honestly.
But I respect your game sense, and I respect your ability in the game.
But
so
also,
I'm not going to disagree with you. I think we have different playstyles anyway.
One more thing is that if you don't do the totems, how do you prevent Ruin from coming into effect?
Be good. Don't jump off gens.
Yeah, stay on the gen. That's what I don't understand. Split pressure. It's as simple as that, and that's what you should be doing in red ranks anyway. One of your videos said that it's actually slower to do a 4-man gen than a 3-man gen and 1 person on a different gen.
It's not slower, but it's only a 1 second. Oh no, it is slow. So it's a 1 second difference having the fourth person on the gen. So it's like.
But it's not a 1 second difference, because then you have to take into account everyone going from one gen to another while the other one is still working.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So yeah, So for example, yes,
but it's technically the fastest way to complete a game is to have one person. It's only have one person on each gen, but to have all 4 people on a gen until one of them gets chased.
That's how you stop Ruin.
Yeah. Wait. But that's against your point of doing totems.
No, I'm just saying there is a way around. Yeah, there is a way around Ruin, Hex Undying and Ruin, or mainly Ruin, because you could just do the gens. Ruin isn't in effect while you're on a gen. So I don't know why people are moaning, and this is why again I don't understand the nerf, honestly. But no, the point is he came across to my stream and he said, yawn, okay, because I had he mentioned Tinker as well, but then he started saying, "Oh, you should," because I said, "Well, I'm going to use Undying until it gets nerfed. There's nothing I can do to change it being nerfed. I'm going to use the hell out of it until then. Meanwhile, in between games, I'm going to figure out a new build that I'm going to run, which would include probably Corrupt and Pop instead. Maybe some others, I don't know yet. That's just the first idea. But he did come in, and then it was funny because I was thinking about that, and then he came in and he said you should definitely use Corrupt Intervention and Pop Goes the Weasel. It's better, the Ruin Undying. And I said, it's not, because it means you have. The idea for me, my play style anyway, is get people off gens, put pressure on them, and they'll just come off the gen. Whereas with Pop, you have to hook someone and then immediately go over because they've nerfed the time to hit a gen. And if someone jumps on it straight away, without you knowing anyway, they're back. You know, the progression is back on it.
Pop is a wonderful perk, but my problem with it is that it stresses me out. The moment I get that hook, I'm looking for a gen. It's like, oh, this one's only sort of 10% done. I'm not gonna hit that one. Or I'm gonna.
I guess if you, to think
I think the thing is, if you have barbecue, then exactly that's why it stresses me out. It's exactly the same with Haunted Ground. When Haunted Ground gets cleansed, it's like great, everyone's exposed. But now all I want to do is find the. Oh, that was survivor's injured. I'm gonna leave them. I'm gonna go for someone. It doesn't make any sense because it's a hook's a hook. Well, then, it stresses me out. This is why I don't play killer very much.
I was gonna say, well then maybe Haunted Ground isn't for you if you're having to worry about that. And then if you're deviating from your normal game plan to do that, it should give you a minor advantage. And maybe it'll go, oh, I see someone here who's not injured. I can get them down straight away. That's the idea, isn't it? Yeah. Rather than going, oh, I have to find someone, and then chase them for ages round a loop or something like that, wasting all the time just to get one down. Yeah, that would
right as it hits off. Yeah, for sure.
Or just after it hits off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to play more killer. I played about 3 rounds off stream yesterday of killer. I did a Demogorgon and I think I did a Wraith and a Spirit. And then I did a Demogorgon round and a Spirit round on stream, and they were abysmal. But I did well off stream when I do crap on stream, so I was like, right, I'm just playing.
There is a certain pressure on stream to perform well.
But just because killer isn't a role that I mean, in my mind, when I played Dead by Daylight, the default mode for me is Survivor, and killer for me is like a bonus mode. It's like it's like an extra mini game. Do you know what I mean? I know it's not. It's like for some people, this is the whole game for them. But
it's more stressful.
Yeah,
less
it's
rewarding.
Not as fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you get more BP, I guess.
Yeah, if you play well.
But then I feel like whenever I rank up as killer, I'm not happy about it because now I'm going to be playing less fun games.
Yeah. See, I prefer killer overall, but on stream especially, Survivor is just so much easier. You can just reach out, you can talk to people, you can
play with people, and Right, let's talk about the hatch and the key, which is the bread and butter of today's podcast. So. Last week we spoke about. First off, welcome to the Dead by Podcast, the only Dead by Daylight podcast. So you don't have to.
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
I think we should come up with something like that for next time properly. And you go, so you don't have to, and I'm like, right, yeah. So you don't have to.
You don't have to.
And then segue into something.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. You don't have to use the hatch and key.
Oh, I see. Well, you've said that now, so. Yeah. You don't have to use the hatch and key. I have so many keys in my inventory. Last week we spoke about the upcoming changes to the HUD. We spoke about the Mori changes, and that's what kind of prompted this discussion of the hatch and key. We didn't really touch on it too much last week, 2 weeks ago. So let's talk about the hatch and let's talk about the key. I'll start because you started telling the story.
Make it fair now.
Yep. I as Survivor main, I find it really unsatisfying when people escape using the hatch. Last Survivor in the trial, finding the hatch is exciting. I don't mind that mechanic. I don't mind that mechanic as killer. I don't mind that mechanic as Survivor.
Can I just stop you there for a second?
Come.
Because this is the issue that I have. What if the person who does get the hatch, has hidden away all game and not done anything?
They're going to DPip, so it doesn't matter. A win in Dead by Daylight isn't necessarily a win.
What if that player didn't do anything, therefore caused your death? Maybe you're on the hook.
They're going to DPip.
And they didn't come to you. Yeah, but what if you DPipped because of that player and then they get the hatch? It's a moral thing.
We just go to the next game. thing is, if someone plays like that, they're probably gonna be playing like that every single game. They're probably not gonna be in a game with me. Just from the ranking difference.
But what if you open the next lobby and they're there again?
I'll back out. Anyway, that's like a 1 in a million. Are
there a million players playing Dead by Daylight? I don't think so.
Well, you know, I don't mind the endgame hatch thing. That's fine in my opinion. I understand people want it changed. I wouldn't care if they removed it. I don't care that it's in. The fact is that if you're the last survivor alive and you've played really well, you deserve a second chance in my opinion. And being the only person to open the exit gates just isn't going to happen. So, unless you're very, very skilled with it. And even then, that relies on the killer being not fantastic at that kind of late game pressure. What I will say is that the key and the hatch, escaping through the hatch via a key, and when you have all 4 people leave at once via the hatch, is the least satisfying thing in the entire game. It's frustrating as a survivor, because you're like, okay, well, I guess this game is just going to end prematurely. It's frustrating as a killer because they escape through no fault of your own. It's very annoying. You could say, oh, well, there's only 1 gen left if all 4 people escape. It's like, yeah, but that doesn't make it fun. Like, you can always pull the game back in the end game. Like, yeah.
Yeah. In fact,
I have loads of keys in my inventory and I don't use them because I just think they're full on toxic. I think they're full on toxic. They're not. They take no skill to use. It's pure luck. And escaping with them I just don't find satisfying, so I don't take them. So I've got like 20 purple keys on Nia.
I have a load of keys. I don't use them. I haven't even done the thing that annoys me is the fact that in the Rift or the Tome or whichever one the challenges are in, you there's a challenge in there to open the hatch with a key. It's like it's promoting it.
I don't like that either. I've not done it. No, because again, it's luck. It's luck. I think I did do it actually, but yeah, I
probably will do it because I want blood points, but I don't take any satisfaction in it. I'm always going through it, going, I'm sorry.
You apologise to the killer at the endgame chat if you can.
Sorry, I had a challenge. There shouldn't be any challenges in there that force you to feel so guilty that you message in the chat afterwards saying, sorry, I had a challenge.
Yeah, teabag 100 times at the exit gate.
I wouldn't be surprised if they put that in, honestly, based on their last comment. About it being
teabagging being satisfying to players,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, the hatch is a tough one, and I think it's tough for them as well. It's a nice little idea, and for those low ranks, it's like, oh, there's a hatch. Oh, I get escape, yay! Like even if you don't pip, it's like, oh, I escaped, brilliant. But
I love some. I mean, you see the clip I put on Twitter the other day? Like some of my best moments. Yeah, some of my best moments, or most exciting moments, are from lucking into finding the hatch. That's exciting. That's fun. That's satisfying. I don't mind that. And even as a killer, if I'm a killer in that position and I'm right behind them, I just about to get the hatch, I'm like, fair play, fair play.
I feel as though the hatch should be a reward for playing well rather than a reward for being the last person alive. I think that's...
How does that work?
Well, it's a tough one, and that's what I mean. I think that the reason why it's still in the game is because the devs have gone, crap. Where there's so many things. It's a tough one. I don't know. If I was even thinking about it now, we've had so many ideas for different things. For me, that I'm struggling with the hatch. I don't think it should be in the game. I've given it a little bit of thought, and I think maybe it stays closed if you haven't done a certain amount in the game, or like a certain amount from each category potentially, or maybe you get to go into a chase, so you can start the exit gates, whatever. If the killer finds you, you need to be chased for a certain amount of time. A bar fills, and then as soon as that happens, the hatch opens, maybe.
To be fair, thinking about it, I don't find it satisfying escaping through the exit gate as survivor if the killer's nowhere to be seen. I don't find it exciting as a killer patrolling the exit gates when there's one person left. Or a couple of people left, and then they escape. You're like, oh, okay, I didn't even get to see them. Either they are teabagging in the exit gate, okay, whatever. I think maybe the whole endgame needs a rework in terms of the way that the gate system works. And I think that maybe the hatch and the way the hatch is redesigned should inform that. Because I think it's totally fine to give the last person alive an extra chance to escape and some sort of benefit. Whether that's opening gates 50% faster, but then that wouldn't be any more satisfying. So I don't know. Unless they redesign the whole endgame, I can't see that the endgame hatch changing. I think for me, it's just keys and hatches that I don't like.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe mainly at the end game at the moment because I feel as though it's not fair. Like I said before, the scenario where this one person hasn't done anything all game and they escape and they're happy and you're there depipped as well as they've depipped, but you're thinking, I can't. They were rubbish. They weren't a good teammate and they get the escape and they're happy. They think they've won.
I mean,
and then they go into chat going GG easy.
Yeah.
And then you turn it on the killer as well, where the killers obviously couldn't find them the whole game because they're hiding or not doing anything. And then the killer gets marked down because someone escaped through the hatch.
I don't think anyone is saying they should keep keys and hatches the way they are right now. Killer mains, survivor mains. I don't think there's a single person playing the game that's like, yeah, that's a fun and balanced and varied mechanic.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm struggling to come up with other ideas for the end game when it comes to the hatch. Like I say,
well,
I think
I
you
made
need to
this
have
joke
done
the
a
other
certain
day.
amount to be given a free escape. You should be a reward for playing well.
Yeah, but I think any solid way of measuring that is going to lead into problems. Like,
well, if you did have a chase bar, or maybe you went around and you had to do a couple of totems first, or then because then
if you in totems, always on totems.
I don't know, because I'm trying to think of other things you can do to get points. But
I like the idea of a chase bar. Maybe
chase
the bar
would
at
be
the
good,
top.
but what if the what if you can't get into a chase, or what if the killer's got no head?
Maybe once the oh no, that doesn't work either.
Maybe if it gives the killer, shows the aura of all. What if it showed the survivor and killer the aura of all remaining totems?
No. Hang on.
The hatch.
I'd say the hatch. The hatch. Show the killer and survivor the aura of the hatch, and then it's a mad dash to open it. Or even better than that. Yeah, maybe follows your idea. You have to cleanse. Let's say 2 totems. Let's say 1 totem. Or maybe okay. No,
if the auras are all shown to both killer and survivor as well as the hatch, and you can tell whether it's closed or open.
Here's an idea for a totally new game mechanic for the end game, right? Once you're the last survivor alive, and only when you're the last survivor alive, I think that's the only situation where it's fair and reasonable. 5 key fragments spawn around the map, and the auras of these key fragments, just like totems, because I'm thinking totems might not be in the map, are shown to the killer and the survivor. It takes the survivor, let's say 8 seconds. That can be obviously changed and balanced properly. To collect a key fragment, and when they've got 3 key fragments, they can. The aura of the hatch is revealed to both the killer and the survivor, and they can open the hatch. The reason I say don't just show the aura of the hatch to the survivor and the killer and have it open, because if the killer gets there first, they close it, and there we go, there was no point in that. But if there's an extra mini game in the end game that kind of gets your heart pumping, is like, oh, I'm gonna stealth this a little bit. It's like another mini objective, like another set of generators you have to complete. It adds a little bit of extra time, a little bit of extra spacing. It's like a whole new mechanic to the end game, and I think that fixes that problem. Or you can just open the exit gates, and the killer has to work out.
Well, that's the same thing as having the aura of the hatch, is that you can still do the exit gates. That you might be so hell bent on getting to the hatch as the killer or survivor that you think, damn it, I could just open. But I feel like
what this does is create a new kind of mini version of the events of the game of say repairing generators, but collecting key fragments and crafting together a key so that you can open that hatch. Or maybe rather than the hatch, maybe it opens an exit gate instantly, or halves the exit gate opening time, or something like that.
Yeah, there's got to be some other reward, isn't there, in case they close the hatch.
But I guess the point is they can't close the hatch till it's opened, and it's only opened when the survivor opens it by collecting 5 or 3 to 5 key fragments. I think that would work.
If they do,
that would work nicely.
If they do 3, they could then open the hatch. If they get all 5, then they can open the exit gate at twice the speed, or something.
Yeah. No, that sounds good. That sounds good.
Well, that kind of brings me on to the. Go on.
No, you go.
No, I was going to segue away from it. I was going to go on to.
I was just going to agree with you. So you go for it. Go for it.
All right. I was just going to say that's a good segue going on to the keys. In my opinion, keys should not open the hatch the way they are at the moment. I don't think it's fair that you can bring in an item and then you can just escape, which means that your teammates, if you're the only one to escape, then your teammates struggle to get the rest of the gen, or if there's only a couple of teammates, gens done. And also means that the killer, you get a free escape for nothing. You know, I don't think it's fair that you can do that. So,
are we about to suggest the exact same thing for how you fix keys? Because I already know exactly how I would change keys.
Okay.
I already know exactly how I would change keys. Don't you want me to say it now?
Yeah, go on.
What I would do is forget about the hatch. Keys have nothing to do with the hatch anymore. What keys do is allow you to open one chest 50% faster and guarantees an item of the same quality of the key you use, and the key is consumed when used. So, for example, you take what's the red key called? Is it the rainbow? No, it's rainbow map. I don't use it, so I don't know what it's called. Do you know what it's called?
The pink one. No, I can't remember.
The pink one. Yeah, let's say you take the pink key. You're guaranteed a pink item, which might be, for example, a toolbox with a brand new part attached to it. So the idea behind it is you're saying, oh no, I'm gonna kind of gamble, not taking perhaps a more useful item. You can still attach things that like aura reading abilities, just like you can with keys right now to view the killer's aura.
Why would you be able to? Why do keys give you that option when maps do similar things? I've never understood that.
Because maps can't show you the killer or survivors, whereas keys can show you the killer and survivors.
Just take I don't know why. Obsession. I don't. Or...
Yeah, but then I get it. I don't get it. I don't get it thematically, but I don't mind that feature being in there. In fact, maybe I would say maybe even rather than just allowing you to do it once, that doesn't make sense. I think if a key allows you to do it a couple, but then you have to switch the item out. Oh, that is a problem. Still, that's how I do it. It guarantees you an item of that quality or better. So you could gamble, take a key. You haven't got a toolbox. You take a key. You go, right, I'm going to find a chest. I'm going to open it super fast. There we go. Brand new part right there. Let's go. Or, oh, it's a rainbow map. Okay, well, that's kind of useful.
That's so strange. Yeah, I've come up with something similar. I think we mentioned something like this. We must have done previously.
We definitely spoke about it before. Definitely.
But I've written down, basically, it will help open the chests twice as fast. So, again, exactly the same as yours. But whatever's in the chest, I think it's a good idea doing that, actually, having like a pink key for a pink item. But then at the same time, I've also put, if you add add-ons to the key, because I've actually written down, why aura reading? why do keys, you look at a key and say, oh.
It doesn't make sense.
Is it a magic key?
Well,
I thought a key would just be, oh, quickly open the hatch, let's go.
It's a gift from the entity, so I mean, yeah.
Well, you've got that. So I've also said that you can put add-ons to the key, which mean, for example, you could get better rarity of item or more chance of this and that. I still think it should be RNG a little bit in terms of that, because otherwise you're bringing in a key to get a brand new part. I don't know if that's fair. I think it should be a case of, I'm bringing in a key and hopefully, like plunderers, hopefully I can get something with better rarity, you know? It means you don't have to take a perk slot up with plunderers, really. Yeah. I also put as well that maybe it helps open the exit gates at like 1.5 times the speed rather than twice the speed. If you have, obviously it uses it up. So once the key's been used up, obviously then it just goes back to normal speed. So similar to how toolboxes work on gens now, you could have a key doing that to the exit gate. Or maybe, there we go. Maybe you have that with the hatch.
What, a timer?
Maybe there's a timer to open the hatch.
Is that still fun,
and then
though?
The killer gets notified when they're working on it.
Oh, notified and shows their aura, I would say. Explosion shows their aura while they're working on it. That would work.
Exactly. That would make it more fair, because then the killer's like, boom, I need to get across to there.
And same with the exit gate. You can open exit gates 25% faster, like you say, but make it so that when you start working on it, there's an explosion there. There's an explosion there, and the killer knows, okay, you're working over there, so I'm gonna go over there now. It's a risk-reward thing. It's like, if you're right at the end, it can be like, oh yeah. Or you could play it safe. You could be like, right, I'm going to use my key, and then the moment I hit so I'm not going to use my key. The moment I hit the terror radius, I'm going to use my key, because I know that they come my way.
Again, so similar thing with, again, a brand new part. Same for me. I try and use it for the last couple of gens, or one that's really hard to get to. And what I'll do is I'll do it normally, and then I'm thinking, oh crap, the killer's coming. This is at 75%. I need to quickly go and get it as quick up as possible. I'll use the brand new part. So it's about tactically and tactfully using the item.
It adds a new element to the end game as well. That's what's important to me. It adds a new element to the end game. The whole key strategy thing.
I will say that when I just said about if someone's working on the hatch with a key and the killer gets notified in the aura, the only issue with that is that probably means that unless it's the end game where the killer's already closed the hatch and then you can go back to it with the key and the killer gets notified, oh, crap, they're back on it. I just think it takes the killer away from the gen, and it might waste a bit more of the killer's time. So again, it does.
Yeah, but it's tactical though, because you could dummy it. You could be like, I'm gonna use the hatch. Oh, not really. Just kidding. Oh goodness me, you could have used the hell out of that.
Fast fault?
You could create endless explosions just by tap, and people would. And especially if they know the killer's far enough away, they can't get to them. They're gonna be mad toxic with that. But I don't think that matters. I think that's maybe just set a cooldown on how often it explodes. I think that'd be fine.
There's not much else you can really say about it. I just don't think it's a very balanced way of deciding who escapes and potentially who pips and doesn't pip. I remember a game I had with Demo. I've mentioned this before. I'll do a quick version. A while ago, demos were quite difficult to play. And I was all over the place, absolutely. I can't even speak.
What?
It's annoying. No, so basically, a demo game that I had a while back. I was playing really, really well. It was tough. I was concentrating. It was like hard work. And going across from portal to gen, stuff like that, against a team. And I felt like the game was really balanced, and I thought, I've got a few hooks here. They've got something like 2 gens left or whatever. I thought, right, I could potentially win this, and this was a tough game. I was enjoying it. I was like, right, this is hard work, but I was enjoying it. They get one more gen done. I'm like, oh man, right, okay, I really need to make sure I've got portals on each. Oh, the game's over. They escaped with the hatch.
Yeah, it's rubbish. That's what I mean by it not being satisfying. That's not a failing on your part. It's not a failing on your part. It's a failing in the game design to create an interesting scenario. Like, this
it was 3 of them because obviously there was 1 gen left. So
right, but still, that's not a failing on your part, and that's the problem. That's the key problem. You can do everything right, play up against good survivors, having a good time, and then the game just ends, and it's like, well, they didn't earn that.
Turns out in the post-game chat, they were
little monkey fella.
Little monkey fella. They were 3-man survivor friends, and they came and they said that was our plan from the beginning, to get down to 1 gen and escape through the hatch. I just thought, brilliant.
Fun.
My plan was to have fun during the game, and now that's ripped away from me.
Do you even pip? Do you reckon they even pip from that?
I don't think they care. I think a lot of survivors think winning is escaping. And fine, it depends on your mindset. Yes, if you don't care about the ranking system, then yes, you escape. You win. Brilliant. Because the object, I suppose, is to escape as a survivor. But for me, looking at more ranks and competitively, you got to pip. If you don't pip... I got this, and I completely agree. I got this from True Talent. He says, you lose the game when it's entity displeased. Or whatever, or you depip, okay? You draw the game when you black pip, and then you win the game if you pip. And then obviously you smash the game. You've won by a lot if you 2-pip.
Yeah, I agree with that. I know he was talking yesterday about... He was talking yesterday on stream about people talking about 50 win streaks. It's like, yeah, but if you get into that, you start thinking, what is a win? What isn't a win?
Yeah. I suppose in the end, it's a game. If you have fun, you win.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm streaming and I'm on a roll with escapes, I will mark that up as escapes in a row.
It's not wins in a row; it's escapes in a row. That's the thing.
Yeah. But that doesn't. But that I mean, getting 50 escapes in a row is obviously a sign that you're good at the game. But that's not a sign that you've won the 50 games. That's a sign that you've escaped 50 games. Do you know what I mean? I don't. I think a lot, especially a lot of smaller creators and a lot of smaller people that are at lower ranks will just focus on getting out. Not to mention any names, but we know someone who sucks at chases, hides the entire game, and then every single time he's in a chase, he gets really pissed off. And he's like, oh, but that's not that's not the way I like to. Like, well, no, that's the point of the game is winning chases. You aren't winning when you escape just by hiding the entire game.
It's funny because the amount of time this person has uninstalled Dead by Daylight, and then we go,
spends-
"Oh, do you want to play custom?" He's like, "Oh yeah." Blah blah blah. He's now playing Dead by Daylight. It's like, oh.
The amount of time he spends slagging the game off, he could just learn to be good at chases.
But it's tough.
He
though,
won't
'cause
listen to
if
this, so it's fine.
Well, no, I'm just thinking. No, but there's probably maybe some people that like playing like that as well that are going to listen. So I kind of understand that you play a game because you want to get something out of it. You don't have to play the way it's supposed to be played.
It's all very facetious, but if he enjoys the one or two times a week he plays the game in customs or in public matches, playing like that, that's completely fine. That's completely fine. But when we're talking about competitive play and we're talking about how do you balance things for that, you can't take players like that into account because they aren't playing the game properly. They're playing the game in a way that's fun for them, and that's completely valid and fine. But I don't think you can balance around those people.
Well, this again brings into the same thing. Devs, why don't you add a competitive mode and a casual mode? This is what I don't understand.
They've said before, because think about how long queue times are right now. Now imagine they're doubled. Now imagine that's split across two sets of two different game modes. And they did in the satisfaction survey. They were asking people, do you want more game modes? And I reckon overwhelmingly people would say yes. And it's just like, well, just add it. Just add that in. But
I don't understand honestly why queue times are as long as they are. This is what I don't get.
I don't think it's any. I think they've misplaced it. I don't think it's anything to do with player count because they've got 70,000 average at any given moment playing on PC. I reckon it's probably around 20,000 playing on PS4/PS5 and Xbox consoles, and probably around 3,000 to 5,000 playing on Switch. You've got a good number of people there. And lesser games have better matchmaking systems that actually work properly and use an MMR that find you games quicker. I mean, even Overwatch on the Switch, it takes about 3 minutes to find a game, 2 minutes to find a game. How does Overwatch on the Switch, which doesn't have crossplay, by the way, how does that find games faster than DBD? I think it's a failing of their matchmaking system. More so, yeah. And I wonder whether MMR coming in from the mid-chapter update will change that. I would wager that it would.
But then the whole conundrum of do you want a quick game or do you want a good game comes into it.
Well, both. The system obviously, the rank system obviously doesn't work the way it is right now. So I don't mind chuck the MMR in if we can find games fast. I'd rather have 5 crap games and 5 good games in a stream where I've been waiting a minute between games rather than 3 good games and 1 bad game in a stream where I've been waiting 15 minutes between games.
Essentially, yeah. It's a tough one. I think people will be torn on that, honestly. I think, I'd rather wait an extra few minutes to get a good game.
No, they're wrong and I'm right. There is a little bit of DBD news this week. I think that discussion's over. There's a little bit of DBD news this week. Do you know about the news?
Is it from Leaks by Daylight?
It is from Leaks by Daylight.
Yeah, I got the tweet this morning. I looked at it this morning. Are we talking about the chapter 19?
No, I was just gonna say that the release of the mid-chapter update has been pushed back by a week, which to me suggests that they're responding to user feedback. I know they're adding colorblind settings. Oh god! After Almo said, don't people stop whining about it. Like, well, add it when we add it. Yeah, that's what one of the head DVD devs said.
Seriously?
Yeah, people just stopped whining about it, and that's why there was that whole thing on Twitter about we didn't want to be doing it in this way, but we've actually been working on it for months, which I believe that they've been doing that. That makes sense with the whole Realm Beyond design idea. But it was a real bad.
People stop whining about it. That's so unprofessional.
It's so bad. And someone really really good reply said, we'll stop whining. If you feel bad at people whining about it, imagine how bad people feel not being able to play your game because you refuse to make it accessible to them.
That's a good reply. I like that. That's a good one. Yeah, I'm all for that.
Ammo gets a lot of hate, and I think a lot of it is misplaced. I think he's just doing his best. But that was just no.
You can do your best in a game, but you can't slag people off that are keeping you in business. If we wanted to, we could go, right, that's it, boycott the game, you're out of a job, find a proper job.
Proper job?
I knew that would get a reaction. Says me, a drummer.
Says
Jesus. Yeah. I was going to say the Leaks by Daylight thing. Have you not heard this?
No, what's this? I'm going to go on their Twitter right now.
Ooh, something to do with...
Now, hold up. Before we celebrate it, whatever it might be, remember Released by Daylight. Released by Daylight is a very ad-ridden clickbait website. Oh, Resident Evil chapter, is that? No. Yeah, Resident Evil chapter. Confirmed.
You've ruined it.
Sorry. There is, well, seeing as there's a new Resident Evil game coming out.
No, so let me just go through because I did read this earlier. So basically the idea is that Resident Evil...
No, sorry. Hold up. Sorry. This is why I don't follow Leaks by Daylight on Twitter, right? They've got their thumbnail is Resident Evil Chapter 19 confirmed. But then you go on the article and it's Chapter 19 confirmed ?
Yeah.
So they can get away with... Oh, okay, no, actually, to be fair, no, I'm wrong. It isn't the thumbnail. Just Twitter crop and cut it out.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so basically, what it is where is the... I'm trying to think of how long it's been. Is it 25-year anniversary of Resident Evil?
Right.
Is it something like that? Is it 25? I don't want to get the year wrong. But the idea is, let's say it's the 25th. I could completely get it wrong. 25 years seems about right. Anyway, 25th anniversary of Resident Evil is in March, which is when the next chapter is due for Dead by Daylight. So they've put in there basically that every year they would like to get 2 licensed killers, survivors, whatever. 2 licensed chapters. They've only had 1 so far in Silent Hill. So the idea is either is it going to be this one, because that's when Resident Evil celebrates its 25th anniversary, or is it going to be in the 5th year anniversary, which is in July of Dead by Daylight, to finish off, to make it a big start? Maybe. We don't know.
Yep.
As well, Resident Evil have, or whoever makes it, is it Capcom? Is that who it is?
It's Capcom, yeah, it's Capcom.
Yeah. Okay, this is all coming from memory. I play Resident Evil games, so that's why I should probably know. But yeah, they've said that they are starting different collaborations with different games. I think there's a couple of others that they've done. Maybe Dead by Daylight is, seeing as Dead by Daylight is growing.
Looks like they've got a Netflix series coming out as well.
Animated Netflix series. Yeah, I saw the trailer for that. Unfortunately, I may not be watching it because it's animated, and I don't really have much interest in that.
Wait, but you watched the whole of freaking Star Wars Rebels.
No, I haven't. I'm watching it slowly because I'm struggling.
Oh, okay. I thought you watched the whole thing.
I'm watching it because I want to know what happens rather than enjoying it.
Wonderful.
No, it's all right. I have to be in the right mood.
I think that's the feeling everyone had going in to watch episode 9, right?
Don't start, because don't start. I actually had a chat with someone on my stream about Star Wars for ages, and then I sort of went, I'd love to do a Star Wars podcast, and then someone else went, do it, and I just well, they didn't. They went, oh, do it, and I sort of read in my head, do it.
Yeah, wonderful.
Anyway, sorry, this is Dead by Daylight.
Yes.
Yeah, so potentially
Star Wars Dead by Daylight chapter. Make it happen.
That would never happen, but I'd love it. It'd have to be Palpatine because he's the scariest.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, yeah. I can't remember what I was talking about now.
Resident
Evil.
chapter.
That's the one. Yeah. So Resident Evil potentially. Check it out. Leaks by Daylight. Obviously that's not confirmed. Obviously, because it's just a.
Despite them saying it's confirmed, it's not confirmed.
But they've got basically, yeah, they've had a few ideas, and when things come up like this quite big, you could sort of think, oh, this could work. So, yeah, I mean, I think we're really cool, but I won't speak any more on it because I don't want to, put it out there and go, oh, it's happening. False news, fake news. Damn it, fake news. But yeah, no, it looks really cool. I think it'd be interesting if we could do that. Maybe we'll talk about it a bit more later on another time.
Do you know what the Leaks by Daylight tagline is?
As in,
you're gonna like this?
Go on.
Their slogan: "Leak have not an escape."
Leak have not an escape. What was the one you used to say? What
one?
You used to say something like that.
Leak have not an escape. Have you ever been so far decided?
Yes, the one. Do it. Do it.
You ever been so far decided as to what to go look like?
Can you do it again, but a bit slower?
Have you ever been so far decided as to what to go look like?
Well, have you?
Right,
Everyone needs to ask themselves that at some point in their life.
They do. Let's bring this to a close because I'm running out of time. Do you want to? I believe.
Running out of time.
What's that? I don't know what that is. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. But it's more like what's the message? Am I running out of time? Yeah. Anyway, that's the reference to Dream Theater's Distance Over Time. I'm gonna leave this bit in.
I don't.
I'm going to. Right, I believe you've prepared. Name that perk for me this time. Yeah. For the first time ever.
Yes.
I'll be doing it, and I'll be losing it. Let's go. I think last time you got it. You got 4 right out of 6.
Yeah, I think I got all 3 killer ones, didn't I, last time?
Yeah.
And then just 1 survivor. Right,
Let's go. Hit me with them.
Technically, you should get all the survivor ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I'm just going to read out everything that's here. I'm using Dead by Daylight Wikipedia for this. Okay.
Okay, so, remember that it might say the name of the perk in the description.
I thought that. So, yeah. Actually, this one does.
Just go. Just when it comes up, just say this perk.
Okay.
Go.
Animals seem to trust you as they often stay calm in your presence. I thought you were going to say something. Reduces chances of alerting crows. This perk can overcome the urge to scream.
Oh, Calm Spirit.
Ding! Way.
Yeah. I was thinking Calm Spirit, and I thought, no, but Calm Spirit just stops you from screaming. And the only reason I know a lot about Calm Spirit right now is because everyone's going to be taking it in the mid-chapter patch, because everyone's going to be playing Clown.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. I didn't say, your Calm Spirit can overcome the urge to scream. Right, okay, so that's 1. Congrats.
Number 2.
It's a long one.
Go on.
I'll give you more time to do it, okay. I should probably put this on my... Hold on. Let's move this across so that I'm looking at the camera. That'd be nice. Huzzah!
Wonderful.
It's as if a latent part of yourself has awakened. You feel like you can reach out beyond yourself for assistance.
Is that it? Carry on. Are you okay?
Yeah. When you or the obsession are injured, you both see each other's auras. After healing the obsession or being healed by the obsession, you both gain the haste status effect, moving at an increased speed until you are no longer within 16 meters of each other.
It's blood packed.
Congratulations, well done. I wouldn't have got that.
I'm a genius.
And this one's going to be funny.
Go on.
This one's going to be funny, because I don't know if you can remember the name of it.
It's going to be Deception, isn't it? Go on.
Doesn't make sense. Your adventurous lifestyle... I'm sure it's adventurous.
Yeah.
Your adventurous lifestyle requires moments of crafty misdirection. Interact with a locker while holding the sprint button
Deception!
to trigger a loud noise notification for the killer at your location instead of entering the locker.
This has been a thing on my streams of me not knowing whether it was Deception.
Yeah, I had to choose this one.
Misdirection.
Yeah.
But the problem is now I know it, and I was thinking you're going to use that one. All right, that's 3 out of 3 so far. Let's go. Killer perks time.
Oh, cheating. These ones you're not going to get.
Cheating.
So, okay.
No. Let's go.
Like a hunting scent hound, you smell traces of blood at a great distance. Pools of blood are shown bright red and can be tracked for longer than normal.
Deerstalker.
No.
Ah!
No, give it. All right, go on.
Deerstalker is the name of a perk, though, right? Wow. What was it?
You give up, yeah? Bloodhound.
I knew it was something dog. Something animal. What animal was in the title somewhere? I
knew it was something dog. I've made these killer ones a bit easier because obviously, well, I thought it was easier because I know you don't play killer as much.
Right.
I think you're going to get 4. I think you're going to get the same as me.
Go on.
You guide your victims along a path of pain and punishment. After kicking a generator, you become undetectable until the generator stops regressing or a survivor is put into either the injured state or the dying state by any means.
That's Trail of Torment.
Yeah.
And the only reason I knew that is because of the description at the start. I thought.
Yeah, I thought so as well.
Path of Pain, Trail of Torment, Punishment.
Yeah, you're right.
I wonder. Right.
Damn it! You're gonna get this last one, and you've won it. You've won it this week. Okay.
Well, no, I only got. I didn't get the first one. I didn't get the first killer one right. Did better than you though, so that's all right.
No, but you've got 4 altogether, and there's 1 left.
Yeah, which would be 5.
Yeah. So if you get that 5th one, then you beat my last score of 4.
Oh, I see. Right. Yeah. Okay, go. Hit me. Hit me.
God. A hex which maintains the vile powers that flow throughout the trial. While this is active, survivors within 2 meters of any totem have their aura revealed. When another hex totem is cleansed, that hex transfers to an available dull totem, losing any tokens in the process.
That's Hex undying until the latest patch where it will be Hex dying slightly.
Hex dying rubbish. Hex
Hex
rubbish.
dying rubbish.
Yes, I thought I had to add that one because who knows, next week maybe... I thought maybe I don't know when the patch is out. Isn't it the first week of Feb?
No, well, it's the 9th of Feb now. According to Leaks by Daylight, where Leak has not an escape.
Exactly. Jesus. Leak has not an escape. Exactly. So if we were, was it supposed to be on the 2nd?
I think the 3rd. I don't know why I think it's
no,
yeah,
it would have been the 2nd.
Oh, no, it was been the 2nd.
Yeah, so exactly. So I thought this was our last week of doing it with Undying like this, so I thought I have to put it in.
This is our last week of enjoying the game before everyone leaves it because of the new animations.
Well, no, I'm looking forward to seeing what they actually do with it now.
What if they just release it as is, and the extra week is for colorblind settings?
Well, then people aren't gonna.
Everyone is gonna stop playing it.
Yeah,
Everyone is gonna stop playing it.
I don't think they will. Well, actually, maybe not because the devs are a bit of a strange one. I feel like they are doing their best, but I feel as though they're quite stubborn with things, i.e., Maury's. I know they've just recently changed, but it took 4 years.
Yeah.
Hatch and Key. Noed. DS. Yes, DS has had a rework, but it's still overpowered, in my opinion.
Wait. DS had a rework?
Ages ago, a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah, of course it did. Sorry, yeah, I thought, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if nothing has changed except for the colorblind thing, because I feel like they're like, oh, we're so proud of how it looks. We're stubborn. We're going to keep it the same.
Honestly,
like Paul Lambert.
Oh dear. Paul Lambert being the former Ipswich manager. Fingers crossed.
I only hope. Yeah. I feel bad for him because he's obviously suffering with COVID.
I tweeted at you. I tweeted like you're finally on board, and you didn't reply to it. And I thought actually maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you were on board with. I don't know why I thought you were like on board at last. That's what I said.
Yeah, you did say that. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that came across as condescending. I thought maybe you have been talking about Lambert leaving for a longer time.
No. I just read it. I read it and I went, oh yeah, fair enough. I didn't feel the need to reply. I don't know.
Because you held out hope for a long time.
I did, yeah, and even though I still feel bad for Lambert, I feel, I do feel sorry for him, but he's just digging himself into a hole. Why isn't he trying new stuff? Why is he just going, oh, do you know what it is? What was that? What's the saying? It's something like doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results is just the gateway to insanity.
Yeah. Definition of insanity, yeah. The thing is, I know this isn't Devon Data related, but the thing is that I think someone calculated it would cost Marcus Evans £3 million to break his contract and pay him off to leave.
What a stupid idea that was last year, giving him a 5-year contract. What a stupid... He's loving it. Also, I saw a thing as well. There was a recent survey, and it seems like it said a Southern club in League One is currently paying something like £440,000 per year more than the average of the other clubs put together.
That's got to be Ipswich. That's got to be. Could it be Hull though?
For the manager, what, a Southern club?
Oh, okay, yeah, fair play.
It's Ipswich, 100%. Paul Lambert is on about £500,000 a year for the next 4 years now. It's cushy. No wonder in his interviews he keeps saying, "Oh, it's up to Marcus. He's not going, I don't want to leave. I reckon we can do this. He's like, no, well, it's up to Marcus. If he wants to get rid of me, he has to give me £3 million.
Yeah. Right, let's close off. I'm gonna leave that football discussion in. Maybe someone will listen to it and go, "Hey, I like video games, but I never thought."
They're going, "Oh, you guys are really good at podcasts with Dead by Daylight. This is what I want: a Star Wars podcast, a football
Ipswich Town
Football Club podcast."
No, but I like the idea of building a following in a community where people don't really care about sports, and then being like, "Hey, you know how you like video games? Well, sports is kind of like video games. You should like sports also." I want to start a Strava club called Sprint Burst.
That's great. I like
I had that idea for the Dead by Daylight running app. I'm gonna do a video on that soon. I think I'm gonna call that Sprint Burst, but I need permission from Behaviour to make it.
Similar to Zombies Run.
Yeah. So the idea, we'll close off with this actually, because this is only taking me like 5 minutes to explain.
Yeah.
The idea is, it's like a version of Dead by Daylight on your phone that is running. So you say for example, you want to go on a 5 kilometer run. You set a distance of 5 kilometers. The app will then calculate, okay, when you've ran this many kilometers, that's each one you do, that's a gen completed, right? And you hear the gen noise. And then once all 5 gens are completed, the exit gate is powered. And then you have to keep running. And then when you get those 5 kilometers, you're out the exit gate and you've escaped. Very basic. Every now and then, you hear the killer's terror radius. And you're like, and there's a chance.
Speed.
Yeah, there's a chance when you hear or slow down a little bit or something. There's a chance when you hear the killer's terror radius that the chase music will start to play and you have to sprint. And you have to sprint, and if you don't sprint, you get hooked. If you get hooked 3 times, then you aren't out of the game. But obviously, you haven't necessarily lost. But when you finish your run and you go on the screen at the end, it will give you emblems based on how you did, and you'll rank up and down based on how you did.
That's great.
And you'll also earn blood points, and there'll be a blood web system, and from within the blood web system, you can get perks. Say, for example, Sprint Burst. What Sprint Burst would do when, say you have to sprint for 10 seconds at 20% faster than you were running before. With Sprint Burst, you get a little bit of a head start. So rather than having to run for 10 seconds, you only have to run for, say, 6 seconds. But it only triggers, say, once per game or something. With Dead Hard, the first time you would have taken a hit and been hooked. Oh, that's the other thing. You get hit twice, obviously, before you get hooked. If you can take one perk. If you take Dead Hard, if you were going to be hit, Dead Hard triggers, and you miss one hit, but you have to keep sprinting. So it's like, I have to sprint for 30 seconds. Yeah, exactly. But there's loads of I had loads of other ideas for perks. Do you want to hear some of them? I think if I get my Google Keep list up, I wrote them all down.
Cool. That's so cool.
But then you spend points in the blood web, and I was also thinking further down the line, if you want to go for a run with someone else, there could be a system where it could be a multiplayer thing as well.
If you take a flashlight with you, and then your teammate gets picked up, you can use a flashlight to blind the killer, stun the killer. Yeah, stuff like that. Oh, I've got a bunch of these listed somewhere. Let me go through these because I think some of them are really cool. Wow, I've had this idea for ages. Oh, where is it? I can't find it. So now, the generator thing being done, I'm assuming it just does the finished noise. It doesn't go throughout your whole run.
No. It just does the finish noise. It's just
God, because that would be annoying. Or the.
But you can say if you just want to. Yeah, exactly. I miss that noise.
I do, but I hated it.
Yeah. If you just want to walk 3 kilometers, then you could just put that in as well, and that would work just as fine.
You'd have to set that you're walking instead of running, I guess.
Ah, man. Where did I write these down?
Well, you've written them down on the podcast now.
No, but I wrote loads down of like perk ideas, and they were great. And now they're not here anymore. Where the hell did I write them down?
I do not know, laddie.
That's going to annoy me forever. But still, I had other ideas. The killer also takes a perk. For example, if they take NOED, then if you get hit, well, after the exit gates are powered, because the exit gates being powered is like the last, say like...
Could you play as the killer?
I don't know how that would work. I was thinking of that. I don't know how that would work. Oh, I'd also have a character selection, because I've got the character sounds for all the different characters. So there'd be character selection too.
The killer one would be more stressful, and it'd be like the higher level. So basically, because you're constantly on alert in the killer game, aren't you? So what you could do is, after you get to a certain point, it's like, I find a survivor, you have to sprint faster to catch up to them and hit them. like
we
short
flip it on
bursts.
it-
You could
we
change
flip
it
it
so
on
that
its
it's like
head.
fartlek training, so that it's like a short burst of a sprint to try and get them, and then you slow down again, and it's like, oh, there they are.
Leg training.
Fartlek.
Okay. It's a
Fart
funny
leg.
word. Well, the killer one, so the survivor one is about distance, right? It's about covering distance in however long you want. The killer one could be about covering distance in a set time. So if you're a killer, you say you want to run 5 kilometers. Well, I want to do it in, let's take your example yesterday, 22 minutes. You go.
Sorry. I haven't run. I'd love to, but I haven't run in 22 minutes.
No, I said that's your kind of target for some point, though. That's what you said yesterday.
Someone was watching my VOD.
I was. Now you know.
Anyone can watch. That's
You
scary.
have to. You lose. It's true. You lose if you don't get through, and the generators just keep popping if you're falling behind on your pace. Still, that's an idea for an app I had. I'd love to make it, but I think I'd need permission from Behaviour. Otherwise, they'd
Or just make your
sue
own
me.
version of it, called Run by Timer.
What a sprint burst. Anyway, that's the end of the podcast.
You could
Where
do
can
that,
people
that'd be
find
good.
you?
They can find me at twitch.tv/Jakstalock. That's JAKSTALOCK on the YouTubes as well. Jakstalock, JAKSTALOCK on Twitter. I'm not going to spell it. Jakstalock.
You can find me on twitter.com/PebsieTTV, Instagram.com/PebsieTTV, YouTube.com/PebsieTTV, and Twitch.tv/Pebsie. Also, the website Pebsie.tv for all of those links unified, including a link to my Discord. There you go. So easy. Also, I slowed down a little bit there. I didn't go. You can find me on everything at PebsieTTV. At PebsieTTV on every at PebsieTTV on all social medias. Go to South, put it down.
Good, I'll put it in.
Right. Thank you for listening
Uh,
or watching.
Yeah.
And, goodbye.
It's a good one.
In the next one, I realized when we record the next one, the mid-chapter update will have just come out.
Yes, it would have. Yeah. So it will. This is the last one with Hex Undying.
Yeah.
As it is.
Rest in peace, Hex.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe they'll be like, oh, yeah. Because I honestly think that, we'll go through it next time. But I just
We'll go through it next week. We'll talk about it next week. We'll see what they do.
It should change dependent on the perk accompanying it.
Oh.
I ruin, I devour hope.
Fancy man.
Dying
Right.
turns into a different. I don't know.
Hold
do
these
know.
ideas. We'll talk about them in 2 weeks' time. Goodbye.
Boom. Sounds good to me. Adios, amigos.
Goodbye.